everyone, how's it going? It's attorney Tadisha Rowe with American Legal Immigration Center in the DMV of the United States, bringing you another episode of Immigration Dream University. Before I get into this episode's message, I just want to ask you guys, if you are new to my channel, please pause for a second and please subscribe to my channel. I promise you will not be disappointed. I have plenty of immigration updates, and I always try to do my best to keep you guys abreast of all of the upcoming information and any tips that I may have to help you with your immigration matters. If you are returning to my channel, if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. If you're returning and you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. I'm very happy to have you in my community, and you are all welcome. All right, guys, so for today's episode of Immigration Dream University, I would like to speak about a matter that has been brought to my attention, and something that's recently been addressed by AILA, which is the American Immigration Lawyers Association, and that is whether or not USCIS is now texting or calling clients, people who have applications with them. And there was a concern a few weeks ago because people started to complain to their attorneys, just saying, hey, I'm receiving these text messages or phone calls, pre-recorded messages, and I'm not sure if it's from USCIS or not. And AILA did some background research, and they were able to confirm that, yes, USCIS has been sending out text messages to applicants. They may be sending out pre-recorded messages as well. The reason why they're doing this is because they're nearing the end of their fiscal year, which ends on September 30th. And so they're trying to process as many adjustment of status applications as possible. I did a video before where I spoke about the need to do the medical examination within a reasonable time of your interview. So typically what happens at the time that you submit your adjustment of status application is you still have to go through many steps. You still have to get your receipt, and then you still have to go get your biometrics done. Then after that, you get your interview scheduled. Typically that's how it goes. USCIS may have other steps that they added if they need more information or some other matter may come up. So like myself, many attorneys out there will say don't do your medical exam until you get closer to that interview date. And the reason why is because that exam actually expires, I want to say it's 2 months after it is signed by the civil surgeon who conducts the medical examination. And so if you bring that expired exam to USCIS, then it's not going to qualify you. It's not eligible for you to be reviewed. It may delay your whole process of adjusting your status. So what I usually tell people is to wait until you have your interview date before you go to get your exam done, because typically when that interview date is scheduled, you know that you can go and get your exam done. That interview is going to be within the less than 2 month time period, and you will have a valid exam to present to the officer. In the meantime, though, however, USCIS is, of course, reviewing your application, and so if they see that you don't have the exam completed, then they're going to send you the I-693 Deficiency Notice, and I did a video on that previously where I speak about what that means and what you're supposed to do with it. The procedures have changed a little bit, okay? So take what I'm saying right now with a grain of salt. Make sure that if you do get a correspondence from USCIS regarding the I-693 Deficiency Notice, that you are actually following what it says to do in that notice. So if you do receive that text message, you should receive a RFE, the request for evidence, following in the mail shortly after. And that RFE is going to have more detailed instructions on how you need to submit that exam to USCIS. So in my previous video, I said wait until you go to the exam to bring that sealed envelope with you that contains your medical examination. Now, however, USCIS has changed their policy, and they're saying that if they're sending you that request for evidence, within that request for evidence itself are instructions as to how and where you need to submit that exam, and they want you to do it as soon as possible. So whenever there's a request for evidence and there's a sensitive deadline, I always, I can't stress this enough, but use a courier service. Either FedEx seems to be the most reliable for me personally. That's the one that I prefer to use if it's a exigent circumstance. You can also use the regular postal service and do their priority mail, but anything that allows you to do tracking, and you need to go on USCIS's website if you don't have the address in the RFE itself, or if you don't have the mailing address already available to you, go on USCIS's website and type in the type of form that you're trying to submit, and then do a search to see where you need to submit it, okay? So if you do get a request for evidence, or you do get a text message or a pre-recorded message from USCIS, don't panic. If they say that you're getting a request for evidence, you're getting a deficiency notice regarding your medical exam, do not panic. They're going to have instructions as to how you need to send it in. All right, guys, so I hope that this information has been helpful to you. As usual, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. And again, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. It does help me out so much. And I just want to grow my community here on YouTube so that I can continue to bring you guys videos. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.